Boom, we are back. Bop, 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 bop. We are back. We are better than ever. And I think we have solved the technology issues that were plaguing us previously. So again, I am going to be committed to the process. I am going to be detached from the outcome. We are going to be taking daily consistent actions every day that insulate us from all of the uncontrollable aspects that are out there right now. So we are not going to be, the only thing that I know that will insulate and ensure that I do not succumb to the pressures that are out there, not even pressures, but the fear that's out there, is by getting very, very focused, very, very intentional, and controlling the controllables. So what do I mean by controlling the controllables, right? It means I can control the actions that I take on a daily basis, which will create momentum, which will set. Once said, don't believe the hype. Get on the phone, prospect. There are people out there that do need your help. It is appropriate to know your audience, right? So don't be, know who it is and be conscious of your tone and who you're talking to. Meet people where they are. At least it is where I live in South Florida. And I think it is basically everywhere else in the country. But if it's, even if it wasn't, hey, it's Chris. How are you doing? How's your family doing? How are you? Is there anything we can do to help support you, your family, and your business in this right now? And that's it. And then listen to them, and then connect with them, and create a moment with them that will be remembered down the road. Now, as it relates to the prospecting that I'm doing today, as always, I like to go out there and call the triple-headed monster of leads, which is the daily expireds, the cancels, and the for sale by owners. I have to be conscious. I know I did a couple videos earlier this morning. I have to be aware of the fact that my voice, which is my livelihood, is compromised right now. So I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but trust me, my voice is not at full strength. And when I talk a lot, I continue to strain it. So I'm going to be a little bit more selective in terms of what I'm dialing to, but I want to model for you what these conversations look like, so you understand that business is happening, prospecting is still happening. Nothing, although a lot has changed, nothing. The more things change, the more things stay the same. So if you are consistently out there taking the right actions, calling the people who are going to at some point do business, your business is going to grow. So go out there and connect at a high level. Always be connecting, and your business will grow. Get people to know you, like you, trust you, know that you're in the real estate business. Get their contact. That's okay. Continue to build your database. Get people on the top of the sales funnel, and over time, you will create momentum, which will generate business down the road. It might not be today. That's okay. What you can do today is create momentum within your own life, and that's what I'm doing. So the last content piece that I put out there, I said there were 400 leads that got whittled down to 194, whatever that number was. I'm not going to call those 200 right now. Not that I don't want to, but in the short amount of talking, I can already feel the difference in my voice. But that being said, I did upload 50 FSBOs. And now, so why am I calling FSBOs? These are people right now in this pandemic who are local in my market that no matter what's happening in the world out there right now, and there's a lot of uncertainty, they are still out there with their hand up in the air saying, we want to sell our homes, and we want to sell our homes ourselves. Responsible, leverage technology, do all those things, but also go out there and make sure you're creating momentum within your own life. So that being said, there are 50 records to call for. These are not all brand new, but these are the most recent FSBOs in my locale. 23 are going to be filtered out. I really don't want to talk to people under 300,000. So there's 27 records to call, and let's call them now. So again, what is my mindset, right? Pandemic, no pandemic. I have a fiduciary responsibility to connect with home sellers that are out there on the market. They're not even on the market. They think they're on the market, but they're out there and they want to sell their home. How do I know that? Because they're out there on Zillow saying we want to sell our home ourselves. So let's go out there and connect with them. Let's win their confidence. Let's show them that we are the viable solution to find the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else, in spite of everything else that's going on out there. And also be aware that there is probably the fact that you are creating momentum and even callousing your mind right now to make calls. If you can make calls right now, if you've got the internal fortitude to get out there and make these connections when other people aren't, you are going to have such a massive leg up on the competition 30, 60, 90 days, 120 days down the road, whatever it is. So right now, completely disconnect from the outcome. Just take the action every day, build the confidence, build the skill set, get the reps in, and do work, because this is honestly where you're going to set I'm going to set the foundation for everything that happens in the future. So, all right, enough out of me. Let's go. All right.
Please enter your PIN number. You are now logged into the Mojo Dialer. Please press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
Come on, let's go. All right, so 28 records to call. Thank you for watching on Facebook. Thank you for watching on YouTube. And hello, this is Chris Igoe with Remax. I record my calls for training purposes. My records indicate that your property is for sale by owner. Is that true? Let's call him right back. So they hang up. I'm calling back. That's how we do. Or maybe that's how we don't. And just so to be clear, I mean, obviously the market, the world, everything is changing. There's a lot of uncertainty. Everybody knows that. But also, you know, there's still a lot of need-based business that's happening, period, especially here in South Florida. So have things slowed down? Yes. Have we had some deals? Hello, this is Chris. Hey, it's Chris Igoe with Remax. I record my calls for training purposes. My records indicate that your property is for sale by owner. Is that true?
Yes, it is.
That's out. Okay, so I got 465. And how many bedrooms, how many baths?
I'm a realtor. Right now I'm trying to sell it on my own. So if we guys do decide to put it on the MLS, hopefully you guys can find me a buyer. But for now, I have it on for sale by owner.
Yeah, no, I respect that. And real quick in closing, just so you know, I understand what you're saying, but I also know a lot of realtors hire us, and here's why. We specialize in finding the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else. So, all right, he's a realtor. Well, you're a realtor. Guess what? Next year, you won't be. All right, let's see. Next. And that's one of the good things that's going to happen from this slowdown or this pause or this correction or whatever you want to call it, is that the non-hacks that don't pack the gear to be in this industry are going to be eliminated, which is great. So if you are out there and you are continuing to put in the effort now, if you're continuing to build your database now, if you're creating the momentum now, you are going to dominate 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, whatever it is in the future. Hello, this is Chris Igoe with
618182718 is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
That's the wrong number. But if you take these actions now, you will insulate and insure yourself for the future. So what has changed for me? Nothing. Same amount of reach outs, same amount of well, actually, that's not true. My voice is compromised. But that being said, hello. Hey, it's Chris. Yeah, it's Chris. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome. It's Chris Igoe with Remax. How much are you asking for the home?
It's $470.
470. Outstanding. And how many bedrooms? How many baths?
4 bedrooms, 2 baths, and a den.
4 beds, 2 baths, and a den. Awesome. And have you done any upgrades or improvements to the property?
The entire house is upgraded. If you look on Zillow, you'll see all the pictures.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. So let me ask you this. Are you trying to sell the house by not having it on the market with a real estate professional? Is it because you're trying to save some money on commissions?
Yes, I don't want to pay the commission. Correct.
Got it. All right. So let me ask you this. If you knew absolutely for certain that by doing business with me, 2 things would happen. 1, your home would sell. 2, you'd end up with significantly more money, bottom line, than you could get any other way, with or without an agent. Now, I know that's a big promise, but would you at least want to hear more about it? Be honest.
Sure, but hey, if I sell my house at $460 without a realtor,
Mm-hmm.
and I sell my house for $460 with a realtor, I'm going to end up with more money.
You know what? That's potentially true. You might. Here's what we do, just so you know. I'm with Remax Direct. We've got 6 offices down here in South Florida. We've sold 15,000 homes since 2008. We're averaging 1 a day. My claim to fame is I'm top 11 in the state of Florida. I get 98.2% a list. I do that in an average of 40 days. We specialize in finding the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than. Okay, I got redirected. Gotcha. I'd like.
We may have crossed paths before, just so you know. I mean, I'm a general contractor. I'm also a home inspector. I personally inspected over 12,000 homes.
Right.
My contracting company does roof inspections for over 30 home inspection companies.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure we have.
There's a chance we cross paths. Yeah.
Sure. So here's what I'd like to do if it meets with your approval. I'd like to run an analysis on the property as it relates to price, and I'd like to email that to you. What's your best email address?
Best email address is SF, like South Florida.
Yep.
Construction.
SF Construction MGT at Gmail.
We're having a brand new house though. That's why I'm selling.
Got it. And how soon would you, I mean, in a perfect world, obviously we got a lot of things that have changed here recently with the coronavirus. How are you holding up with that, by the way?
Okay. I mean, and we're doing okay. Our work is kind of like on hold. It's going homes. But anyway.
Yeah.
My new home, we're going to PGA Verano in Port St. Lucie.
Mm-hmm.
It's being, it's not going to be ready for January or February.
Okay. So you got a little bit of time, which is good.
We have time, but we just want to sell now, and then we'll just rent to the new home's ready.
Okay. So here's what I'd like to do if it meets with your approval. Now, are afternoons or evenings typically better for you?
In the afternoon, just during the day, I'm usually I'll either inspecting homes or I'm checking my jobs.
Got it. All right. So is it possible to lay eyes on the property and see if it's something we believe we can get you multiple offers on and sell fast?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come take a look.
Awesome. Let's see here. Today is Thursday. So my kids are 5 and 6, and we're stuck at home with them. All right. So tomorrow, do you have availability in the mid-morning or afternoon? Which is better?
No, the afternoon. During the days, I
Gotcha. All right. So got it. All right. So in terms of afternoon, would 2 o'clock be too early, or does that work for you?
I would say anytime after 2:30, 3 o'clock would be fine.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you down for 4. All right. So what is your cell phone number, just so I have it? 954-235-7296. Outstanding. All right. So here's what I'm going to do. When we get off the phone, I'm going to text you my contact information so that you have it. If you would, please just save it in your phone. That way, when I call back, you know that it's me. I'm going to run an analysis as it relates to price. I'll email that to you, and then I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow at 4. All right?
You got it, buddy.
Now, let me ask you this. When we do sell the property and get you more money than you ever thought possible, will you do an amazing testimonial and tell everybody what a great job we did?
Sure, absolutely.
Outstanding. I love it. All right, Tom, you've been a perfect gentleman. I'll see you tomorrow at 4, all right?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye. So that's why we call FSBOs, because they want to sell their home. All right. And that is proof positive that business is still happening every single day for need-based business. All right. So let me just print this hot sheet. Let's see here. Yeah, so I don't know why this isn't printing, but I will figure that out. Print. Okay. Let me see. I switched printers. Okay, let me email this to myself because this is not technology. All right, so more importantly than anything else, what I really wanted to demonstrate is it's the end of the world as we know it, right? Okay, true. And guess what else is also true? That there are people out there that must sell, and they to call right now, as I just demonstrated, are for sale by owners. Why is that? It's because they're on the market. Well, they're not on the market. They think they're on the market, and they're trying to sell their homes themselves. So if you can create a value proposition that makes sense to them, they are going to hire you. So go out there and do that. Now, I was a little bit surprised, to be totally transparent, that he was like, I could come there and lay eyes on the property. I was going to pivot to a Zoom conference call. But what I normally would have done if it was anything other than if this wasn't geographically desirable for me tomorrow, I would not be doing it this way. I would have instead said, can I do a Zoom conference call and show you exactly how we find the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else? So let me just email this to I'm going to email this to myself. For some reason, this laptop is not connected to my printer, or if it is connected to my printer, it's just not finding it. But I don't want to lose this lead because I have the propensity to to forget what I'm doing and then not follow through. So here we go. Okay. And then I'm going to get back on the phone and show you how to do it without laying eyes on the property and just doing a Zoom conference call. But so here's what you don't want to have happen. Do not allow the news or the media or the naysayers or the haters or the people that are scared to dominate your mind and convince you that the world is coming to an end, and that means your business is coming to an end, and that means that you shouldn't prospect, or that means that you shouldn't do any of those things. Bullshit. Put the oxygen mask on yourself first, Ensure that you stay in business by continuing to do all the things that you must do and do them every day. Consistent daily action trumps fear, trumps everything. Do not use this as an excuse to take your foot off the gas pedal. This is the time to put your foot on the gas pedal. Accelerate. Unless, of course, you're losing your voice and your doctor tells you not to make any more phone calls. But if I listened to that, I wouldn't have an appointment for tomorrow. So let's go. Keep pushing. All right. Let's see. Paste. There we go. All right. So FSBO. Okay. All right. All right, so where are we in this process? We are, call this list from where I last left off. Yes. All right, so there were 50 records to call, which left me with 21 after I filtered them out. Let's go. All right. So to be fully transparent, I would like to be calling the canceleds and expireds too. I have to be prudent with my voice because I don't know if you can tell the difference from when I started talking to now, but it's definitely strained. I can feel the difference. I start to drop in octaves as I get more strained with them. After you've done that, go out there, connect with your sphere. Every single person that you've ever met in your entire life, check on them. Those calls mean something right now. Connect with them where they are. Ask how they're doing. Build rapport, and not even from a take off your realtor hat. Put it. Let me do this. Bear with me. Real estate aside, nobody cares about that right now. This is how the sphere conversation goes. How are you holding up? Is there anything we can do to help support you and your family or in your business or anybody in this time of need? No? Okay. Then they're inevitably going to ask, well, how are you doing? How is your business? And then you get to pivot into telling them the stories about what's happening in your life and what's happening in your business. Well, there's a lot of well, thanks for asking. We had 9. This is my truth. We had 9 properties under contract at the beginning of the coronavirus scare. 3 of them immediately canceled. The rest of them all closed. Well, we've got 1 closing this week. So business is still happening. We've got buyers that are out there that are still, in other cases, it's not. People are slowing down a little bit. But we're here to help support you and your family and your business at all times. So if you need help with anything, whatever that might look like, we're here to help. And people will love you for it. And also, it's authentic. I'm telling this to everybody. We're healthy, we're strong, we're available, we work a lot, but we've also got the ability to help people who are isolated and in need. So if you or anybody you know is stuck, give us a shout. We'll help you. If you need help with groceries or medicine or whatever that looks like, we can help. Or we can put you in touch with somebody who can. So make those calls. Those calls now are far more valuable than at any point ever in the history of the world, or at least since we've been alive. What's up, Eric?
Using your touchdown phone, please enter your PIN number.
All right, so 1 appointment set. We're back on the horn.
Press the start button on your screen to begin calling.
Okay. Let's get a hat trick. Why not? Oh, shit. Let's get a hat trick. 3. Hello, this is.
That would be true, and everything's accurate. If you're looking for a listing, I'm not interested. I'll get 1,000 calls about it.
Oh, man, I was hoping to be number 1 in your. Well, put your guns back in your holster. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Okay, let's.
All right, good. So if you got a buyer, then.
Yeah, we work with lots of buyers. That's not the reason for the phone call. How much are you asking for the property?
Everything. Wherever you got my number, everything
So well, good question, right? So I'm looking at Zillow, and it's not consistent with some of the other portals that are out there. And full disclosure, I'm a realtor, I'm a buyer, I'm an investor. We work with a ton of potential buyers looking for homes like yours. But I'm seeing 3 different listing information sets, and I'm not sure which is accurate.
You're seeing 3 different information sets.
Yeah, Hubzu says one. Hubzu says one thing.
Whatever's on Zillow is what you should go off of.
Okay, so 625 is what you're listed at.
Correct.
Awesome. Okay, cool. And how many bedrooms? How many baths?
Everything is on Zillow. All the pictures, the whole description. It's a turnkey deal. Everything is on Zillow.
Okay. Now, do you live in the unit now, or is this a spec home?
No.
Okay.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you read through the description, you see it's set up as a vacation rental.
Got it. Yeah, that market's getting ready to take a beating, as you know. All right, cool. So let me ask you. Yeah, I get it. All right, so you're getting 1,000 phone calls a day, which has got to be frustrating. Do you have PTSD over it yet, or no?
No, I'm good. I'm fine with it.
Okay, so let me ask you something. Are you trying to sell the property by not having it on the market with the real estate professional? Is it because you're trying to save some money on commissions?
No, I'm very interested. I'm very knowledgeable and I'm very savvy when it comes to the real estate industry. I'm just putting it out there. I don't care if I don't sell it. So I'm not under any sort of pressure.
Got it.
Listen, if you got a buyer, just let me know.
So real quick in closing, and I'm not here to waste your time, just to be very upfront. I'm with RE/MAX Direct. We've got 6 offices down here in South Florida. We've sold 15,000 homes since 2008. We're averaging 1 a day.
Listen, I don't care anything about that. Okay, that's congratulations. But that's great.
I got it. Look, I'll stop pounding my chest because you're clearly very impressed with my credentials. But let me ask you, if you knew absolutely for certain that by doing business with me, 2 things would happen. 1, your home would sell. 2, you'd end up with significantly more money, bottom line, than you could get any other way, with or without an agent. Now, I know that's a big promise, but would you at least want to hear more about it? Be honest. I guess he wasn't. I guess he wasn't impressed. All right, that's okay. It's on Zillow. It's on Zillow. It's on Zillow. All right. Let's see here. Email this to myself. Send copy on email. Yes. All right. Keep dialing. All right, so just keep cranking through the list, right? We're making the donuts. Nothing particularly sexy about what we're doing. Hello.
Please leave your message for 56154355042.
Hello, this is Chris Igoe with RE/MAX. I'm giving you a call. My records indicate that your property is for sale by owner. Is that true? If so, please give me a call back. My direct number is 561-516-2442. Again, 561-516-2442. Thank you. That lady lives around the corner from my parents, so maybe there'll be some name recognition there.
You have reached 479-2264. We can't get to the phone right now, but if you leave your message at the side of the
I will do nothing of the sort. Let's go. So we're just cranking through the list. We're calling the FSBOs.
Hello?
Hello, this is Chris Igoe with RE/MAX. I record my calls for training purposes. My records indicate that your property is for sale by owner. Is that true?
It's already on the public sphere. Whatever information you need is already in the public sphere. It's for sale by owner, yes.
Oh, okay. I love it. How much are you asking for the property?
$312,500.
$312,500. Outstanding. I love it. And how many bedrooms? How many baths?
You can look at the thing on Redfin.
Redfin and Zillow. The thing is already posted. Ad is already posted on Zillow and Redfin.
Yeah, no, I see it on the. This is kind of confusing, right? So I see it on Zillow. I see it on Hubzoo, and I see 3 different sets of inconsistent data. So I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I just don't know the answer to the questions. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
3, 2.5, 3 minutes, 2.5. But
3, 2.5. Great. I love it. And have you done any upgrades or improvements to the property?
it's got a new AC, a new gas water heater, and it's got a water softener for the entire house.
Sweet. I love it. Okay. So let me ask you something. Are you trying to sell the house by not having it on the market with a real estate professional? Is it because you're trying to save some money on commissions?
If you find a buyer, I'm offering 3% for whoever the buyer's agent is. But I'm trying to save money on the seller's side, yes.
I totally respect that. It always comes down to money. And let me ask you, if you knew absolutely for certain that by doing business with us, 2 things would happen. 1, your home would sell. 2, you'd end up with significantly more money, bottom line, than you could get any other way, with or without an agent.
I don't want the ad. That's what I was trying to tell you. I don't need the ad from you. Like, if you're willing to sell it, you're so sure about yourself, why don't you put 20,000 in an escrow account and say I'll sell it within a week, and if you cannot sell it, I'll take the 20,000.
How's this? I'll do one better. If I don't sell it in 30 days, actually, if I don't sell it in 2 weeks with terms that are acceptable to you, I'll sell it 100% for free.
You don't need to. That's the thing I'm telling you. Like, see, at terms acceptable for you, meaning what?
I'm sorry?
What do you mean at terms acceptable for me?
Just so you know, terms that are acceptable to you, meaning the price that the highest dollar amount that a buyer will pay. That we specialize in finding the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else. Here's what I'd like to do if it meets with your approval. I'd like to run an analysis on your property as it relates to price, and I'll email that to you. What's your best email address?
It's kuturu.ram@gmail.com.
Okay, very good. And the number that I just called you on, is it your cell phone?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going to happen is this. When we get off the phone, I will text you my contact information so that you have it. If you would, please save it in your phone so that you know it's me when I call back. I'm sure you're getting a ton of phone calls from other realtors. In the interim, I will email you a pricing analysis so that we're both fluent and speaking the same language as it relates to price. Now, is it possible to lay eyes on the property and see if it's something we believe we can get you multiple offers on and sell fast?
No, right now it's not possible. Only if you have a buyer. I'm not showing it to agents, only buyers.
Understood. So is that a safety precaution, or is that something in terms of you just don't want buyer? You don't want a lot of people in your house?
It's a safety precaution. So unless there's an interested buyer with a pre-qual letter,
yes,
I'm not interested in showing it.
I totally respect that. So here's what I'd like to do if it meets with your approval. I'd like to send you a link to a Zoom conference call. It will take about 5 minutes, and I'll show you exactly what we do to find the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else. Do you have availability today at 2 or 4 to do that consultation?
I'm not interested. Like, if you want to send me the pricing analysis, I've already done that.
Yes.
But if you want to send it, you can go ahead and send it. For the past 3 months, I've looked at similar houses for sale in the same area, and I know that the price I put in is a good price.
Yeah.
But apart from that, I don't think you're going to help me in any other way, and I don't want to listen to
Oh no, the last thing I want to do, just so you know, the last thing I want to do is waste your time at all. But just so you know,
That's what I'm telling you. If you have a buyer, let me know. Otherwise, there's no point.
Yeah, so to be clear, we don't have one buyer. Right now, we've got about 3,800 active buyers in our database. Just so you know who I am, I'm with Remax Direct. We've got 6 offices down here in South Florida. We've sold 15,000 homes since 2008. We're averaging 1 a day. My claim to fame is I'm top 11 in the state of Florida. I get 98.2% of lists. I do that in 40 days. So we do have active buyers that are looking for property similar to yours. And I'm happy to blast that to my database, but it starts with a consultation. So one promise I'll make you is I will not waste your time, but I do need about 5 to 10 minutes of your time to show you exactly how we find the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else.
The only thing I want to tell you
Is that your true 100% loyalty is to your bottom line. And if what we're talking about doesn't make sense from a financial perspective, then you're not going to do it. So I get that. But it starts with a consultation. So is today at 2 or 4 better for you?
4 o'clock.
Outstanding. All right. So here's what we're going to do so there's no misunderstanding. When we get off the phone, I will text you my contact information so that you have it. Again, save it in your phone. I want you to know it's me when I call you back. I will set up a Zoom conference call for 4 o'clock. I will email that link to, would you prefer it emailed or would you prefer it texted to you so you can do it on your phone?
Email to me, and please don't give me anything on the Remax. I know about
No. Listen, this is not a sales call.
No, I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Just be quick on the call. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want me to waste my time. Okay.
The one guarantee I can.
I don't need to tell me about listing agents that you can take aerial photography, you can do a virtual showing, you can put it on the MLS. I don't need all of that.
Right.
Okay?
So I respect your time. I will not waste it. And I do have one question. When we do sell the property and get you more money than you ever thought possible, will you do an amazing testimonial and tell everybody what a great job we did?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Outstanding. I love it. Now, when this home sells, where are you going next?
I already live in another house.
Oh, you do. Fantastic. Okay, very good. So be on the lookout for the text, and I'll see you today at 4, okay?
Okay, bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, so what I was hoping that I would accomplish in this style session is a live listing appointment set with the FSBO and a Zoom conference call listing appointment set with the FSBO. That is how we do it. Keep pushing, keep asking for the order, and know who your audience is, right? So right now, FSBOs are still, at least in my market, I don't know what it's like in your market, but in my market, there are still people out there that have to sell. Now, this guy is clearly resistant to being pitched, but I also know that people that you have to pitch are the best clients. So break them down and keep pushing. All right. Did that work? Yes. Okay. 4 p.m. So a Zoom conference call at 4. We can do that. All right. Okay. Where are we? So there are 10 more records to call. We've made a total of 32 dials on this session. We've been on the phone for 40 minutes. We've set 2 appointments. So pandemic schmandels for training purposes. My records indicate that your property is for sale by owner. Is that true?
With Remax.
Yes.
Yes.
Was that a question? Yeah, I'm with Remax. That's true.
No, it's listed with Remax.
Oh, it's listed with Remax. Who are you listed with?
Yes.
You must not understand. It's coming up as a for sale by owner. I didn't realize you were listed with Remax. Who are you listed with?
Lou Cohen. I don't know why it says listed by owner because it's listed under her name.
I don't know.
With Remax Realty.
Yeah, that's weird. But the good news is I'll take you off the list so you don't get any more phone calls from us. Just out of curiosity.
Can I ask where you saw that? Because this way I can let Lou know that she needs to find out how that happened.
Yeah, so the data provider that I use is a company called Mojo, and it comes up as a for sale by owner in that data package.
Huh. Okay, thank you for letting me know. But yes, at least I'm with Remax already.
Well, I'm sure you were in good hands. Hey, would it offend you if I texted you my contact information so that you have it? If there's ever anything in the world that we can do to help, we're always here.
Okay.
All right. Outstanding. Have a great day. Bye. Boom, 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 boom. Can you post that Zoom conference call? Yeah. So when I.
Did you just call me?
Oh my goodness, you came up twice. Sorry about that. Yeah, I did just call you. I'll see you at 4, my friend. All right.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. So let me just check my data. I think I have duplicate. I think I've gone through the Mojo data and now it's going into Vulcan. I think I have a double set of data here. Let's check. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. All right, so that's the end of voila, bum, ba, bum, bum. That is the end of today's FSBO dialing session. Let's just look at what those numbers. What's up, Mary Kay? And to answer your question 1, can I post the Zoom conference call? I will ask him if I can record it, and if he says yes, then I will be happy to share that. That also, I often, almost always, ask to record my Zoom conference calls for training purposes only. And you should, if you find yourself with the ability to record a Zoom conference call, you should always record them. Of course, let them know they're being recorded. I mean, to be able to break down and do a play-by-play on your own calls is just, that's why I record everything. All right, so for today, let's see. So today's dialing session. What's up, Ashley? You are at the tail end of today's session. So we did 43 calls. We had 8 contacts made, which is 19%. We set 2 appointments. So again, call for sale by owners. They want to sell their home. Yeah, Juan, that guy's an asshole. He is not going to be easy to crack. But we'll see. So sometimes you got to smack him on the head and then pet his belly. But we'll see. And worst case scenario, so my long-term goal with this is like, whether they list immediately or not is irrelevant to me. I want them to, but what I really want to do is make a tremendous impression. And then when they don't sell the home, be the first person they think of when they are actually ready to list. So, but nonetheless, the purpose of this content, the reason I'm sharing this in the first place, now more than ever, is to prove without a shadow of a doubt that you can get on the phone and set appointments for yourself. I made 43 dials. I set 2 appointments, 1 in person, 1 over Zoom conference call. Business is still happening every single day. Business is happening. So don't get mind fucked by all the shit that's out there that will listen, I'm not immune to it either. If I sit there and watch the news all day, I can promise you I'll be curled up in the ball, sucking my thumb, waiting for the world to end. That is, which by the way, I don't do. So control the controllables, feed your mind, be very cautious what goes in between both your ears, and stay positive. Stay cautious, be prudent, do all the things that need to be done, but also know that the actions you take now as it relates to prospecting are 100, more so than ever, are going to set you up for massive success as we get past this pandemic. If you are not taking action now, if you lose momentum now, if you stop doing the things now, you are fucked. So don't be fucked. Do not allow yourself to be fucked. So no, I'm just starting over. Rewind. Go to work. Go to work. Take action now. Go to work. Do big things. Get shit done. If there's anything I can do to help, you know where to find me. And then if you have clients, if you have friends, if you have family that need to take action now and are in South Florida, we would love to help. We are constantly helping buyers from around the country and around the world buy homes here in South Florida. We absolutely love it. We service all of South Florida from Jupiter down to Miami and everything in between. So Broward, Dade, Palm Beach County, you name it, we service it. We will get your clients exactly what they want. We will get them the best terms possible, and we will pay you a FAT referral for the hookup. So go out there, win the day, win the week, win the year, get some, and and that's it. And Ashley, this one's for you.